All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Wednesday. We Grow Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central Time. This is June 3rd today, 2026. And we are going to get started here shortly. Let me play a little intro song for you guys so I can get some time to hit the like button and the share button and all the buttons and the at this and at that and at everything, all those things. So if you could help us out, do that because you know what? We all should get together over topics and over subjects that we actually have in common, like health and wellness. So we're going to get into it in just a couple of minutes, guys. Let me play the intro. Where is it at? We Grow Wednesday. Let's grow.
Scrolling through the noise, stories hitting hard, cutting through the void. Big Ugg pulling strings, poison in the feed. What they're selling us ain't what we need. Posting articles, lighting up the screen. Common struggle shared, know what I mean. Time to wake up now, see the hidden game. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. Every soul gotta eat, fuel the fire inside. But the cause of twisting truth, trying to hide. Processed lies on shelves, stealing our health away. New tech coming fast, showing us a better way. Community talking, sharing what we find. Self-sustainable minds, leaving change behind. Digging in the dirt or digging for the truth. We grow Wednesday, hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday, plant it in the ground. Grow our own, break the chains, rise up strong. Knowledge in our veins where we belong. We grow, yeah, we grow. No more blind, no more fed their lies. Hands in the soil, fire in our eyes. From seed to strength, we're taking control. Empower the body, empower the soul. Wednesday rose again, gather round the feet. Health and wellness news, planting every seed. Growing food ourselves, growing who we are. Better versions rise, shooting for the stars. Big Food's empire cracks. We won't bound time. We grow Wednesday. Hey, hey, stop it on Wednesday. We grow Wednesday. Hey, stop and look around. We grow Wednesday. Tear their walls down.
All right, we're back. We're
Morning.
back. I'm still doing a couple more. I'm still sharing to my group and stuff. I got something to tell you about Tala. It's a long story, but yesterday I did a review show, the Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 182s, and it was a good show actually. Then immediately afterwards, Facebook took the entire episode down. Um,
This is a stupid question, I'm sorry, but did they say why?
oh, now I can't hear you again. I can't see you right now. I'm sharing to some groups, but you kind of got a little fuzzy
Well, no.
all of a sudden.
I wonder if I have it set to the microphone on the camera. This. Ugh.
Yeah, I think the mic's switched up on you because you sounded good a little bit ago.
I can hear that.
That's okay. I'll tell everybody about this because everyone else should know. They saw my post. At least some of you saw my post yesterday. They said I couldn't post in groups. They said I couldn't. It gave me a bunch of restrictions, and of course I appealed it, right? And then I posted about it. And I swear, you guys, I swear it really helps to take screenshots of that stuff and then post it. If I felt like it really helped anyway, because I feel like the AI is watching everything, right? It's watching everything we're saying. So you get a little bit of public support behind it, and suddenly they just gave it right back. Oh, here you go. Sorry for any inconvenience. I'm like, are you serious? Like, there was no reason for any of it, and the reason I got it back is because for a few reasons. I pay for the silly blue check, and I jump through some of their hoops. I'm usually pretty good. I don't post tons of things about cannabis, but yeah, they wanna just let's hear what you have to say.
It's
How about
good now.
now? Okay, better. Yes.
It
Okay.
did to the webcam for both. I was like, no.
It does that for me a lot. The other day, it had me muted because it was on some microphone that I don't even have plugged in, and I'm sitting there talking for a few minutes, and I'm like, why is this happening? And it seems to happen when I do things like clean up my computer or doing, does that a lot. Anyway, so I
So
was telling everybody,
I
go
don't
ahead.
suppose they told you why they took it down.
So they did this time. Of course, they don't go into much detail, but this time it was unusual that they gave me an episode number that they took down, because usually they'll say something you posted went against community standards, and here's a restriction. This
Yeah.
time they said this video is being taken down because due to, and of course they give you this arbitrary, like, the sales of, and I don't even want to say the stuff, but one of them is CBD, which I'm like, that's hilarious that they got like that's the no list.
Is there any
You
state
can't,
where CBD is not legal now?
I don't know, but you can't promote the
I'll have
sale
to
of it,
find
which I
out.
wasn't doing. Um, and I'm not, and I don't want to, like, some of the words I
Yeah.
say, like, I have to be careful because, like, they'll get me just by talking about it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, they gave it back almost immediately after I posted screenshots of the restrictions. I was telling everyone I did, of course, contest it or whatever, appeal it. But that appeal process, I feel like a lot of times it goes nowhere. You take screenshots
Yeah.
of that stuff and then post it, and you get a little public support behind you. And I swear the AI is watching all of the public, like, they're watching everything, the public and
That's the
private, right?
problem. It's the AI because the AI is I call it artificial unintelligence for a reason.
Right. You
It's too
poke it
sensitive.
and it'll
It's
make a
stupid.
difference. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
change.
A
It's
human
like,
looks at it and goes, "Well, shit."
mhm. Well, it's like it'll flag some weird shit, but then it's almost like it's reacting to if you put it out there too much. Don't tell everybody, and then suddenly he wants to give it right back. Anyway, I guess, or maybe they actually just reviewed it and was like, okay, yeah, he didn't do anything. Anyway, either way, it's back up. So it
Yeah.
sucks because I kind of combined episodes with a couple different businesses yesterday, and one of them was this restaurant that had nothing to do with any of that, and I
Oh
felt
God.
bad because I'm like, they took it down, and I was just telling them I was doing this review. I went there yesterday and ate food, took pictures of everything, and then they take it down. I'm like, okay, I'm glad it's back up there, because this is a
Yeah.
restaurant locally, which I told everyone yesterday. They are going to help me. They're going to give me access to his internet, which is right next to the warehouse I do my show on Fridays. So it's really it's kind of a godsend almost, because he's got fiber optics. Like, he's going to be able to beam over a couple hundred upload speed, megabytes of upload speed, that it's just going to be my own network. So I know that's not really show,
So
but
the answer
still.
to the question, though, because this is something that, we like to be informed, you should know regarding just CBD.
Hmm.
Um, Idaho is the most restrictive and generally must contain no detectable
Right, of
of
the
the
other
good
thing.
stuff.
Hmm. Of the
I'm being careful because you already got
right.
dinged once,
Yeah, exactly.
which I get. Like, you should be able to obtain CBD that's completely clean, but there it has to be. There can't even be a trace. Um, which makes many of the full spectrum unlawful there. Some states have special restrictions on it. Um, I won't say that, but like other forms of ingestion, we'll say it that way.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah,
You say like edibles, yeah. That's the. I mean,
yeah,
even saying the word like.
that part's okay, but
Right.
edibles cool, topicals cool.
So
Well,
what
no,
was
it says beverages is even could be restricted. That's
what's funny
interesting.
is, after that, I did a live stream at my one of my sponsors stores, Drizzle Dab, down in East Peoria, and of course he's got all of those no things that are, and it's all legal, like, so I kept
We
saying,
get everything here.
I kept having to change my wording, because I kept saying something about, while I was live and I was showing everything off. I was like, of course, it's all legal or whatever. I'm like, whoa, 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 I got to change that, because it has nothing to do with legalities. It's about community standards. So I started saying, oh, of course, nothing here would go against any community standards, and just kind of making it fun. But then I also was recording things going, of course, everything here is for tobacco use only, because they are all cool with tobacco. Everything's fine, there. So I'm like, everything here you see, all the glass items, it's all with tobacco use only. And it's just a very funny twist.
The hoops we got to jump
Hmm.
through.
Yeah. And you can
And you know
just.
why it's extra funny to me is because, I said this before when we talked about the stigma issue. I grew up in a family where, oh no, 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 you would never think of it. So we didn't experiment with anything. We weren't. Well, okay, when I left home, I was almost 18. At that point, I was drinking underage, but that was it. Neither of us
Oh.
had any temptation to smoke. My brother has no interest in any of that. He always says, "Wine tastes like rotten grapes." I'm all, well, it is.
Pretty
He doesn't
much.
like
Yeah.
alcohol. He's allergic to cigarette smoke. He doesn't touch any of that. One time in his entire life that he had this in his system, and it was because somebody brought brownies to school, high school, and everybody else knew, and he didn't know. They
Oh
didn't say
no.
anything. He just thought it was a brownie.
Mm.
Yeah. It's the only time he's ever had
That
in his
would
system.
that would be really annoying, honestly, because before I used any cannabis at all, like, I would probably have been pretty pissed off if somebody dosed me.
I had a drink dosed one time, and it was weird because I was at the Rose Ball, that's attached to the Rose Parade. I was
Hmm.
at that with my brother and my sister-in-law at the time. I was 16, and I was the only one drinking soda there, so we figured it had to be in that because everybody else was older. They had coffee, they had alcohol. I had, like, at least 2 glasses of soda, and, man, I was amped up, so you can guess what it was, right? That's my best guess,
Right.
and I was so sick. Like, back then, I didn't know, but I don't respond well to certain types of substances. It's bad, and I mean, I couldn't even get to sleep that night, and I was nervous and jittery and crying. And so, like, to me, that's the worst thing you could ever do to somebody is take their option of choice away and go, "Hey, this would be funny to dose this person." You could kill somebody that way.
Hmm.
you
Yeah, because
know?
then they don't have the wherewithal to even whether or not you could argue that anybody should be inebriated at all, but the person who's like ready for it is a
Yeah.
whole different story.
Yeah, if it's your
Um,
choice, snort whatever you want, but it ain't my problem. But as long as you don't drive and hurt somebody. But I was 16.
yeah,
Who knows what kind of
that
damage
would be
that could have done
scary.
or did? We don't know. You know.
Well, and that
I
same
was
thing kind of
16.
happens with alcohol, where kids, man, that light is giving me
Yeah.
problems here. Where kids will push each other to drink more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like you're beyond your capabilities. And
Yeah.
anyway,
I
so I
was
got
like, I wasn't getting drunk when I was 18, but I was drinking some, you know.
I didn't really drink. I think I was 18 before I tried any, but I wasn't like a drinker yet for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Kayla, I see you on the Facebook side. So I don't know if you see this. Do you see that? Does it look like to you that we're on YouTube twice, Rumble twice,
Really?
Locals twice? Do you see it on the screen? Does it look like
Wait.
that to you? I don't think we're
Uh,
actually on them all twice, but
there's
some
a
kind
live
of a
chat over
glitch
here.
happening.
The spinny thing in the middle. I don't know what that's Rumble
Up at the
chat on the
top.
left.
Here, I put it right in the center here. You see
Oh,
this?
oh, okay. Oh,
I don't
what
know
the?
what's
I
going
never pay
on here.
attention to those. What the heck? Yeah, it does.
Um, I might
Okay,
have
but
to
like
refresh real
one of
quick.
them has numbers and the others doesn't.
Right.
The
I'm just
duplicates are
gonna. I think
0.
it'll clear off if I just refresh real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Which reminds me, YouTube.
I'll be right back in 10 minutes.
It's now the tallest show. So
Yeah, I'll
we
just.
are going to open YouTube.
My AI self looks better on this picture here, so we'll just stick it. And no, it didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. It still looks the same.
Ignore it.
I can't. There's nothing I could do about it inside of the actual tab of opening and closing anything. So whatever.
Yeah.
Hit the like button
Hadn't heard anything, right?
every place you see us. That's all I can say.
Yep.
We're gonna get into it though, guys. I have the wheel pulled up for the door prize. I think everybody so far is on it, but I'm not 100% sure where we where we ended. I think we ended on the X bookmarks that I had available. So then now we're gonna move back to Facebook, which I had a bunch listed. I don't know where we started at. I was looking at it earlier, and it looks like nothing on it we've talked about, but I know that can't be true. That can't be true. Okay. Soursop, we talked about that. Raw milk, we talked about that. We didn't destroy our health overnight. We did it in moments. We did that. IEP, we did talk about that. I remember that. Is that everything? Uh-oh. I might have a problem. I may not have saved enough stuff recently. But there's
Possible. I remember you saying something about clearing stuff out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saved anything.
Well, here's
new.
an issue on the Facebook side. They took away the save button, and you have to find it in like the menu, the options in a post instead of right there on the next to like share and stuff. So
Huh.
I don't click the save as often. But that's okay. We can do. We have a couple of websites I used to go to, which actually I'm kind of interested in what's going on.
It's not like we don't have the ability to come up with topics. We're both experienced.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's one X, like I go over to visit Apothecary's page, and boom, I've got 100 topics right there. She's like got
I
millions.
restarted PT this morning, so that's good.
Was that this morning? The picture, okay. The cover.
Yeah, it was
photo.
interesting because I came in and they wanted to put me through the usual warm up and stuff, and it was supposed to be a reevaluation appointment, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? So he had me do some stretches. I'm like, I'm hypermobile, but okay. And then he wants me to do cable pulls, and I said, okay, stop. This is supposed to be a reevaluation to see where we're at. So I'm not understanding your methodology here. And we need to know what we're working on. So he goes back and he gets the doc, and the doc says, well, it was a formality to call it that because it's been, I'm all 13 weeks. And
well, yeah, I mean, still sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I said. So he goes, "Well, we could take some measurements." I said, "Probably a good idea because it's been 13 weeks, you know." Um, and I said, "Also, you might want to make sure your communication with the front desk is clear because the reason that I had to wait another 2 weeks when I had an emergency and to reschedule is because it was a reevaluation appointment. So if we're not doing that, I could have had one in 1 week." Yeah. So
Hmm.
took some measurements. I'm fairly stable, lost a little bit of strength in a couple areas, not too bad. But that conversation was great because one, I'm glad I stood up for myself on it because, they would have just gone on with the same routine. That gave us a chance to talk about what we need to focus on because there are some issues in my shoulders that are more severe than other things. And
Hmm.
yeah, I had to remind them we need to work on my core. And then I was like, you know what? I can visibly see that my tibs are not as defined as they were. So I've lost strength in my tibs. That's a very important muscle. It
The
stabilizes your
tibs,
knee. It's important
the
for,
tibia, or the tip.
yeah,
What's the?
tibialis anterior.
Oh,
It's the so if you're looking down at this is easier for me to say. If you're looking down at your calf, it's going to be to the outside of the bone on the front of your shin, and it'll have like a curve at the top, and kind of the definition comes down upside down teardrop, and it's you'll see it if you pull your toe up. So I've had foot drop on one side before, so I know the importance of that muscle for sure.
foot drop. You said.
Yeah.
Is that like where
So
you? It's hard to use your foot.
yeah, I was having trouble pulling my toe up.
Mm.
It's makes it hard to walk. So anyway, tendonitis problems and everything. I said, is there a way for me to work on my tibs without repetitive motion through, flexing my ankle because I've got tendonitis flaring up. And he actually gave me a good one. This is cool. You stand with your back against the wall, your feet just a little ways out, and raise your toes, but just hold them there as long as you can. So you're not flexing back and forth and aggravating the tendon.
Right.
It's challenging. It's hard to keep your back against the wall. I was like, okay, this is cool. So, yeah, I feel like we're going to make a little bit of progress instead of just hammering out the same things we were already doing. And there's
That's
your
good.
advocacy moment of the day.
Is that a pun of like hammer toe? Uh,
I have one of those.
I saw this like device that you can get, which like pushes into the side of your foot, and I'm going like, isn't there like a more natural way to like fix your? I guess maybe not with when it comes to joints and like stability and certain things that are out of whack. Like it's not always some like nutrients that you can intake to
It's
fix.
all about strengthening. You have muscles in your feet too.
Hmm.
You see those commercials for the ones that are supposed to fix bunions and they're turning a crank and it's pulling the big toe out? That's so fake. You haven't seen
Yeah,
those?
something
Okay,
like
yeah.
that.
That's fake.
That's fake. Okay, it's not
That's
like
fake.
it's not pulling the toe out. This one is like it goes around the toes and around the side, and it's pushing on this like it's pushing on the ball of your foot back into your foot.
Yeah, that's not really a good thing either, because like you
Doesn't seem
need to
like it.
be able to, like the
I
topo
thought I
shoe, the
saved
foot
it.
shaped shoes, you should be able to use your toes. So anything that squishes the foot is not healthy.
I thought I saved it, but man, nothing seemed to be like this. Doesn't seem right. I know I've saved a few things. Oh, I understand.
You got to see my latest, oh my God, discovery at Trader Joe's, okay? This is the coolest thing. So I don't indulge in a lot of carbs or sugar, obviously. I'm keto, but little, if you're careful about like the level of it, you can stay in ketosis. So this is Trader Joe's organic dark chocolate half coated rice cake thins. Okay? Now
Okay,
check
let
this
me
out.
pull you up a little bit. There you go.
So in two of them, which I just don't need to do, I eat one. In two of them is, let's see, 13, 12 net grams of carbs because there's fiber. So cut that in half. You're talking about 6, right? So, or, 6 or 7, that's not bad in just one. And 5 grams of sugar, so 2.5 grams of sugar, that's next to nothing. because it's primarily organic dark chocolate. And it has organic milk powder, all this stuff. That's all the chocolate. Organic brown rice, but just a small amount so that it binds it together. Very low carb. Tell you what I did. I put unsweetened almond butter on it. And it's just like that, just instantly satisfying sort of little
A snack, a
treat,
little
if you want to
treat.
call it
Yeah.
that. And it's not going to screw you up. It's not going to throw you straight out of ketosis, as I say.
Yeah, I've heard of doctors saying don't call it giving yourself a treat when you're giving like going to get
I
like
teach
a
that, yeah.
when you're getting like a blizzard or whatever.
Yeah.
You're getting a
It's a
freaking, eating a
wrong
whole cake or
relationship
something.
with it to do that.
Yeah, like what like a cheat or an indulgence maybe. I think
I
maybe
don't
we
even
talked
like
about
to
that
say that.
before.
You know what I do? I just say, you know what? I own it. I say, I wanted to eat that. I ate that.
I ate it. It was
It's not a
me.
thing. It's just a thing.
You look around, you're like the only person in the
I
house.
ate
Like
it
this is
and
my
what?
house. I ate it. That's that's the
Because
problem
I'm
about adulting.
disciplined.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm disciplined, so I'm
It's
not
like
I'm
as a
not worried
kid, you're
about it.
being told not to, not to, not to, and then when you get out on your own, you're free. You're like, you know what? You look around, you're like, I can do that now. This is my, it's like, but that kind of that freedom is where the tough part is, and that's why a lot of people actually don't do well with freedom.
Yep.
It's honestly like something that we don't talk about a lot, especially in the freedom loving patriotic more community. Everyone just assumes that everyone wants the freedom to choose, but then bringing it back to health, which is the show's main focus, you you have a lot of freedom in health, but the freedom can give you vastly different outcomes. Trust me, I'm there. I'm like half in, half out of trying to be healthy. I am noticing a lot of improvement. I tell you one thing, Tala. They told me about this machine I can get, and I don't know. It sounds might be expensive. I don't want to spend money on it, but they said I can get a splits machine to help me actually do get my legs up higher when I'm doing side kicks and
Sounds good.
a splits machine. It sounds like fun, doesn't it?
I mean, I have a leg press at
Crank
home.
it. You're there. You're cranking this like old school, like a medieval times like torture device, and you're just cranking this wheel, splitting your own legs farther and farther apart, little bits
I
at a
mean,
time,
is it just for stretching?
to get to where you can do the splits eventually,
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
like your
See, I
legs,
don't
split them
I don't have
apart.
aspirations to be able to do such things because,
Yeah.
like I said,
Hey,
hypermobile.
Chris. Right. You're like, I can already do that
I
by
can't, but you
accident.
know what? I don't want to.
It doesn't feel good, but you know what? It does feel good as I've been stretching more and being able to get my legs up higher. It does feel better. Like
Hopefully,
there's,
if I plug my phone in, it's not going to cut my voice out, but I need to try to do this.
I don't think so. Hey,
I
Chris,
think we're good. I
in
think we're
between
good.
doctors. Okay. Well, I hope it goes well, man. Companies, banks, and all that. Yeah. Just don't get them mixed up. When you go to the bank, don't start taking your pants off. Like,
Okay,
oh
that's
crap, that was the other appointment I forgot. I'm in the wrong place. Am I in the right place? Do you want me to cough now? They're like you're handing your wallet over to or not your wallet, but like your bank card. You're like, should I cough now?
yeah. For some reason, my charging block is I don't know. It's burned out. I think so. We're plugged into
I
the
don't know.
laptop. We're still having some tech issues.
I don't know if we talked about dandelions. There's a lot actually that I missed. I wasn't on my page where I have all the stuff I've been saving mostly. Flush out what doesn't belong, feel the rest, or feel the reset. I think we looked at that one. Flush out some more oregano oil of oregano, I should say. Um, the barefoot shoes resolution. What's this? Okay, let's try it. Let's start with this. Let's check it out.
So, Dad, you've been wearing five-toed shoes pretty much as long as I can remember. What was really the aha moment for you when you said, this is the optimal shoe?
My goal was to develop an optimal shoe that lets your foot do what your foot wants to do, lets the small muscles of your feet move and articulate, and lets your arch get involved in every single step.
Yeah.
And you want to feel the ground. You want the ground underneath your feet to be informing your brain of exactly how to orchestrate the kinetic chain. With my knowledge as being a runner, as being a fitness enthusiast, as being the author of books on fitness and strength and health and how the body coordinates, the optimal shoe in my mind was what we've arrived at here in terms of Palooza.
So, Dad, you've been wearing five-toed
So I'm gonna mute it while it keeps
shoes
playing.
pretty much as long as I can remember.
What I muted it, and it's still, I can still hear it full volume. You see that? You see that?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
No, I can't wear the ones that, like, in Gingy socks. My
This looks a
Yosemite
little more
guide.
stable. Yeah.
My Yosemite guide can wear those. He likes them. I can't wear them because my toes are small. There's no way I can fit sock that covers each toe. They're too short. And so then the shoes, they would be pointless. But what I do have a few pairs of is the foot-shaped shoes, so it's wider at the toe.
Okay.
And that's the natural thing for my foot anyway, because I have a normal width heel and a wide toe. It's a familial trait.
This is a different style. The reason I saved it is because I've seen a lot of like toe shoes, and there's another one that I've been seeing a lot that looks a lot more like a sock, but it's like chainmail around your foot where you can walk around. So that one looks cool too, and I don't know if I saved it, but I'd like to show it up. But the reason I'm talking about this one is because it's a little bit different the way that it looks. It looks like the bottom is at a regular shoe and not just like socks, or it's not like it's too thin, and then it actually comes up to where the toes and everything have an actual shoe
that are
each
like
one.
that, but the
Never
difference
seen
with
it.
this is that the sole curves up for the end of the toe. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that
In
too.
fact, ideally, if you were able to wear that type, like I said, it will never work for my foot, but that would be ideal for something like Half Dome, because you're on a surface, like the angle is ridiculous.
What's Half Dome?
So Half Dome in Yosemite, that's the one that I summited, the picture of me standing on the edge
That's the name of the mountain?
Yeah, that's Half Dome.
Oh, okay.
And the cable section is like this. So with something like that, you would have grip on the end of your toes. It's kind of cool.
It is interesting. I don't know. I'd like to compare it to the other one, but hopefully we can find it here. I don't think it's going to be right away, but let's just try to rapid fire here. You'll never know what you'll find at the grocery store. Oh no, this is in South Texas. The heck am I looking at here? Anyone tried it? I love Beef Heart. Oh, so that's Beef Heart.
Oh, okay. I've had it.
Beef Heart.
It's decent. That one's awfully bloody. What are my cats doing? Would you guys calm down? Jeez. Do not make me come over there.
This is funny. It says, I had a chicken heart once, and that will stay put at once. What does that mean?
Oh, those are good.
Oh,
no, I love chicken hearts.
Yeah, but did you hear what he said? That will stay put at once.
It means they don't want to try it again. And I don't get it because it's an excellent organ meat. The only thing is that looks so
Cheers, Kyle.
It looks extra bloody, like it's not supposed to be like.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
That's weird. That's not how. Also, beef heart is
a little funny.
A consistent darker red. I don't know what's going on because you got fat there. I don't know what that package is.
Yeah, it almost looks like an onion cut in half in the middle there somewhere, like the layers and shit.
What's going on there?
It has beef heart has layers like an onion.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't even know why I saved this, but this is one of my sponsors. They do worm castings and stuff like that. Is it just their page I saved? It's strange. Must have been an accident.
The heart actually has really good nutrients. The thing is, like, I like the organ meats from poultry, so heart, liver, kidneys, all that, or whatever you get. Gizzards, that's the other thing. Those are good flavor wise, but when it came to beef, I've tried a few times to eat beef liver, and I just like I can't really like it because it's on the very sweet side. And to me, that's unpleasant when it comes to meat. I did not like it. Um, so, and I don't dislike liver. It's just that particular liver is like, So I tried heart, and that's a much better flavor. Yeah.
I saw something in the. I bought a whole cut up chicken, and let me tell you what, it did not turn out well. I grilled it, and it looked great. I had this perfect crisp on it, but just wasn't good chicken. Like, I don't know what was
Huh.
going on. Maybe it was too.
Well, there's
I
been
don't
some
know.
issues lately, like they're growing them real fast, and it changes the texture of the meat.
There was something going on, but it was from a good source. It was from a good butcher place, like not the grocery store.
Huh. Um, you
I'm not really
know,
sure what happened.
the
Maybe I just
conventional
didn't.
healthy choice is going to be organic air chilled, and that's because you're not getting weird processing with the
There was some
freezing,
kind of like
apparently
organ in
chemicals.
it too, like a liver. There was also like a chicken neck and everything. I'm like, I'm not eating that. Where we toss that?
Oh, I like the neck
And
meat.
I don't even know what. I don't even know what. Like, what do you do with the neck? Like, it doesn't seem very. It seems kind of tough.
You really have to pick the meat off of it, but yeah, my dad and I used to fight over turkey neck at Thanksgiving. So,
It seemed
but
like a
yeah,
bigger
try
chicken
an
too.
if you can afford it, try an organic air chilled and see what you think about the difference.
Ooh, air chilled.
Yeah, that way they're not using any weird chemicals in the freezing
Believe it or
process.
not, when I go to Kroger, they have Kroger fried chicken, KFC. They have fried
Huh.
chicken out that they put out, and you can see on the box like the sell by. If it's like a couple hours from that point, that means it's pretty fresh. But if
Yeah.
it's like the sell by is coming up in 5 minutes, that means that thing's been sitting in the warmer for a while. So
Well,
anyway, and I know a lot of people
yeah,
may
it's
not,
safe.
I don't know, may not want to buy like from the grocery store anymore, but I buy a whole a rotisserie chicken from Kroger.
Yes.
They have fried chicken there too, but then they do the rotisserie chicken, and that was 10 times better. I don't know what the difference was. Maybe just the moisture level, because on the grill, you're gonna
Quality
lose a lot of
wise,
moisture.
best rotisserie for taste is going to be Walmart, Sam's, or Walmart. Sam's has a better price.
I never
There
got
was
Walmart chicken.
something I wasn't happy with on additives though, so I stopped buying them. But a lot of companies are starting, I think it was a seed oil issue. That'd be about the only thing that stopped me right now is like that. But some of the companies are getting conscientious about it and they're swapping out.
Yeah, like we talked about Steak and Shake a few times now. How they have like a whole like a
Yep.
health person. I forget what they call them. Not a
And
czar.
Outback
It's not a czar.
Steakhouse uses lard, you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I have one around here. We had one, but
Oh,
it's gone
wow.
now.
Shout out to Outback. You know,
Now it's a
you're on
Pizza
my
Ranch.
happy list because of that. Yeah. And Calico Fish House in Huntington Beach. I love Andrew
Margaret?
Gould. He's amazing.
Come on in, guys. We got about 20 minutes before I'll do the number post. Little kind of a slow day today, Tala, but that's okay. We got plenty
That's
to talk
okay.
about. Always plenty to talk about.
Like I said, I had
Um,
physical therapy this morning. I'm like,
yeah,
it was a good
yeah.
appointment, but it's taxing. I'm
I
gonna
did
feel it
work out
tomorrow.
today. I took out some foot ninjas, and I used my size, and I did eat some pizza in the process, but not real
I've been
pizza,
noping
not
out
real
of
life.
pizza for 2 weeks. Like I look at it in the store and I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
So
Ketosis.
I'm talking about digital pizza, but I did eat some.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a Ninja Turtle today for a little while, yeah, just for like about a half hour, just kicking some butt, and you really get into it. You get a good
Digitally not in
workout.
ketosis.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did eat some during that process. I ate some digital takeout and some digital pizza. Oh, and a digital donut as well in there at some point. It all happened. I promise.
How
But,
satisfying is that?
well, I gained some health points, so I mean, I'll take it. Margaret,
That's
we
about
got
the
you.
only way you're gonna get health points from a donut, right?
Right? Yeah, not much else is going to be helpful there. All right. So speaking of what you can get from something, Dandelions have been in like the feed a lot more lately. No
Really?
pun intended, but I'm seeing a lot of people doing different things with them, tinctures and teas and wines
Food and
and
medicine. Yep.
salads, fried dandelion heads or whatever. Like there's a whole bunch of different recipes. Did you know
Now I
these are
like them,
oh, go ahead.
but remember to do like a change of water because they do have some anti-nutrients.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good give them a good soak and some what would change that out?
Like simmer
Would the vinegar
and
help
then
or
change
no?
out the water and simmer again. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this particular post is speaking of the difference in dandelions that we might see. Dandelion leaves can look very different from broad and smooth to deeply jagged, even on healthy plants. Genetics, age, and growth or growing conditions all play a role. This is from Living Off the Land on Facebook. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stories going on about different.
And they're
Wow.
often the first food for bees in spring.
Hmm.
I had to laugh. Chicago Jim, broadcaster.
Hmm.
This was a thing, he had a neighbor that was upset with him because he was mowing his lawn. He's all, "You're gonna kill the dandelions. That's the bees' food." And he goes, "This is on a live stream." He's all, "The bees can go next door."
Yeah, that is unfortunate because if you leave your lawn too tall, you get things like fleas and ticks and other unwanted things, and so you have
Yeah.
to kind of keep up with it, and then that does take out a lot of the dandelions. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I got a
But
bunch.
yeah, I mean, I don't typically spray pesticides around here. The only thing is I've had to for carpenter ants because they are out of control.
Hmm.
But I don't go, spray my lawn. It's just the trail around the outside of the property or in the tree. So I can even get dandelions from my yard if I want to. And then at least I
See,
know where they came from.
yeah, and like I have dogs, and so it's like yard dandelions don't sound that great to me, but I do have a front yard that they're not using. So,
Sometimes they pop up in my containers, so that's easy.
well, either way, you want to
But yeah,
clean them,
I'm
right? You're
trying
not
to
just gonna
go.
eat them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You
clean
gotta
them
soak them up.
thoroughly. I'm fanatic about that. You can pick up parasites if you just grab it from the yard and munch down. But yeah, I'm being more conscientious about the potential for anti-nutrients. Particularly when you've got a plant that's bitter like this, then you're guaranteed there's something like that in there. Now, I'm not a strict carnivore. Definitely not on lion diet. I'm not just eating beef and salt, you guys. Um, so I will still eat my blueberries or strawberries with Greek yogurt, that kind of thing.
Mm.
It's just a matter of keeping the carbs within range for, enough days to be in ketosis for a bit. Um, I'm really conscientious about that though. So I like arugula once in a while, but I can't really buy a package
Arugula.
of it because it's too much. And arugula is a bitter plant. So I think of it more as medicine than food. And I
Look at
like just
this, Tala.
raw arugula with salt, you know?
Look at this, Tala.
Huh.
Ready for
I think it's
this?
beneficial because it's bitter, but you just got to be careful not to eat too much.
That's arugula.
Ah, there you go. And I think it's better when it's sprouts and they're not very big.
Yeah,
I think that's actually
microgreens.
healthier.
Microgreens.
Yeah, I think
Good
micro's
stuff.
healthier because I think the older the plant gets, it's probably got more in the way. I may be wrong, I don't know, but I feel like it's got more in the way of anti-nutrients that are problematic. I don't know.
I would think that an older plant, yeah, would be more fortified.
Yeah. But yeah, I just don't buy it anymore because, you buy a bag and then it's like, okay, I got the little bit that I need for what I feel like is a medicinal sort of dose. Now what do I do with the rest of the bag? I don't eat that much plant material.
Oh no, one little stray
I'd rather save
arugula,
the carbs for fruit.
right?
Oh,
I put him back.
I'll eat a salad once in a while. I still like salads. I don't know. There's people who went carnivore who are like, You know, let's be honest, no one really likes a salad. It's like, well, I do.
Depends on what's in the salad. I mean, I have a salad in the fridge right now that I buy it from the store, but I dress it up because it's just like a bunch of lettuce in
Yeah.
there. That's it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? So I'm gonna throw in some broccoli leaves, greens, and some kohlrabi greens, maybe some bull's
Sunflower
blood
seeds.
beets, possibly some arugula if it grows up fast enough. It's
Beets
going
for
pretty
real.
fast.
Yeah. And cheese.
Beets
I like cheese on salads.
beets by way, call 'em. Bull's
But
blood
yeah,
beets.
sunflower seeds for sure. My best friend, he likes cranberries on salad, and I've had a few salads that way, but I'm not crazy about it. He loves it, and I'm like, again, it's that thing of mixing fruit, sweet stuff with things that I want to salt. Yeah,
Sometimes it's okay, but not usually my go-to.
not on a salad.
Do you get much rain where you're at, Tala?
More than people would think. But a lot of our water comes from the snowpack, really. So there's certain times of the year that, yeah, we have a couple of rainy seasons, to be accurate.
Well, check out this video here. This might be helpful to all homeowners when it comes to water around the home. Why can't I hear
soil or mulch. Never want any soil or mulch above the height of the concrete foundation or your slab. Okay? Now, if you go down there, you can see the concrete here. I want to see like 3 inches minimum showing.
Okay,
Okay? Because
so we're too high.
yeah, this is too high. So I just want you to get in and pull all this back. The reason being, my first house, the previous owners came in and piled all the soil up and then planted a hedge.
Oh,
And then 5-6 years later, it was a privet hedge. Privet's invasive. So I came and dug it all out.
Privet
And then
hedge.
I realized the soil was up. I didn't know anything at the time. This is like 15, 20 years ago. At the same time, inside the garage on the other side of the wall, we were
Leslie.
having mice. Like a lot of them. And the guy's like,
Oh.
well, they're getting in somewhere. And so he looked. And he said, what happens is
Stay
this
away.
traps moisture up against the brick and the grout and eventually wears all this down. And
Wow.
the mice found a little spot that they could burrow right through the hole, and they chewed through the particle board on the other side, and that's how they get in your house. This isn't watertight.
yeah.
So this should all be, I want 3-4 inches of the concrete foundation showing. So you have no mulch here right now, which is why you're getting the weeds. We would normally want to add a couple inches of mulch. Well, if you do that, you're now going to be above this line.
Yeah.
So I want you to pull all this down.
Okay.
Huh.
Could you hear it enough?
America
Yeah.
has a
Oh,
choice
whoa.
right now.
It's not. I'm not.
What?
What? Yes, Glenn,
Sorry, I
but I
like
don't
Glenn.
want you. Yeah, but I don't want Glenn's team to come after me.
I know.
One time I thought about applying at the Blaze, but I don't know that they would understand my version of the Blaze. I actually was going to write a letter like, hey,
You might not want to be associated with us, reprobates.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'd be interested in what his take is on it these days.
So far as I know, he's
longer.
pro on medical, at the very least. So I don't know.
Well, I just got my medical license renewed, and it was an arduous process, and it cost me. I think I did 1 year for $25.
Very cool.
Grow longer, start earlier, end later. Okay, so here's something good for the colder climates, I would guess, but let's see what it says.
These polycarbonate greenhouses are up to 50% off, and the bigger you go, the more percent off you get. I don't think anybody ever built a greenhouse and then started gardening and said, I wish this greenhouse was smaller. I don't think that happened. Even with the sale, they're still doing free shipping on these greenhouses. Other companies will charge up to $400 to ship one, but free shipping saves room in your budget for other things like seeds and dirt and mulch. The frame is galvanized steel, and the panels have an insulation value being a 1/4 inch thick corrugated polycarbonate. They have a 10-year warranty on the panels, a 5-year warranty on the steel. You're not getting one of those low-quality tube greenhouses with plastic stretch. It's solid, and I believe it'll stay, and it's so far for me through the winter. With the extreme wind, snow, and rain that we got, I'm quite confident it's going to stay here a long time. Go check out the different greenhouse sizes they have. See what might
Nice.
fit on your property.
Different
There's an option
shapes.
to buy a lifetime warranty, which might be something
Wonder what their price
planning
is.
on living on your homestead forever.
Right.
These polycarbonate greenhouses are up to 50% off, and the bigger you go, the more percent off you get. I don't think anybody ever...
It's repeating.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it does look nice. I don't think it would be something that... I don't know. I think you would still have to... You'd still want to dig down a little bit, maybe, if
Yeah.
you're in cold climate. I think would be good.
That's what I was going to say, like the ideal way to do it, which is it gets more complex if you're prone to any downpours like we get here.
True.
You know, it's almost like cloudbursts. We're in a desert region as flash flood zone, you know.
Mhm.
It doesn't flood here, but we get enough that my
Make a
property
moat.
floods. Like,
Dig a moat around it.
yeah, you got to put in drainage. That's the thing. So, like, ideally, you want to dig down like at least 3 feet. That's how you get your best insulation. But if you dig down 3 feet, you got to have actual drainage. Otherwise, you now have a green pool.
Right. Leslie, yeah, man, I meant to say that. It's in a bag upstairs, staying cool. I got to get you, I don't know, some kind of an ice pack that will last the trip, because the the items will say, the tobacco items, the items for your pet, and the pain cream for you needs to stay cool. So I'm gonna get some kind of a cool pack. So yeah, Leslie won the last waffle shopping spree that I did. Number 2, number 3 is already on the way. You like waffles?
Dying at the.
You love the waffles, don't you?
How many words have we replaced?
It's just it'll keep.
We have our own language here.
That is like a problem with language. It's like over time, and even if we're not trying to get around censorship, like the kids change, like make up different. Like you have slang, you have street lingo. Now you have getting around the censorship lingo. Like I guess you had that before. What did you have? What would you call it back in the day when you were like, you know, trying to like the bootleggers and stuff. I wonder if they had certain lingo, you know.
Oh, like during Prohibition?
Yeah, or then you had wasn't there the famous movie about the weapons dealer where it's like, you know, I need 100 babies and I need, you know, it's like, anyway.
Mob talk, I don't know.
Yeah, drug dealer talk, yeah, and then
you know, like, my grandmother, she lived in Oklahoma during Prohibition. But she was single, she was divorced, she wanted to go out, you know. So she told me, she said, "Oh, well, you know, we went to the honky tonk." That's what they call it, a honky tonk. And you know, you'd order, she likes salty dogs like I do.
Oh, snap.
So you order your grapefruit juice, and your grapefruit juice is up here on the table, and she says you had a flask that was under the table, and you'd pour that in your drink and then put the flask away.
You put the flask away. That makes sense. So Leslie just brought something up, and I'm going to scroll down and see if I can find it. There's an event for teachers, and I don't know if the teachers are trying to be cool or what, but on the title it says 6-7 with a bunch of N's, and Leslie says, I still don't know what 6-7 means, and I'm like,
nobody does,
that's
and it's dumb.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Literally a pointless meme is what it is.
I'm not going to see it now, but yeah, I found it yesterday looking through events, and it was like 6-7 with a bunch of Ns.
It was In-N-Out Burger that started skipping that number to stop them from making a bunch of racket and practically rioting when they hit the number.
Oh, was there a bunch of people waiting around for them to hit that number? That's funny. Hey man,
and
if they're
making
if they're
a big
paying,
ruckus, and
I would do it the other way around. Like, hey, Y'all can cheer as much as you want, but you got to be paying customers first, and be a big
Right.
crowd of people that had to buy
I mean,
something.
yeah, they could have said you're loitering, get off the property. You know.
Yeah, if they weren't buying anything, then for sure. But turn that to your advantage, in my opinion. Uh,
I
I
gotta
learned a
throw it
new
back. I
one.
had to remove a bunch of bots, and that was the most painful thing because it was like I was getting so close to 6,000 on X, and I'm like, cool, because I don't pay attention to the numbers until it's something,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
saw that post. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm going through going 5 Elons, somebody who looks like they're promoting their OF, and uh Powerball winner account, one of those spam things. And I'm like, so right now I'm at 5,976 followers on X. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
You know,
close. I'll get there. I don't normally, I don't stress too much about it, but it's just I've been trying to get to 6K for a while,
mm,
and it'd be nice. So,
right. Feel like your efforts are paying off, but you're looking for real people. Real people
yeah,
are
I don't
hard to
want the
find
Elons
out there.
following me.
Yeah, 6,000 Elons reporting for duty.
You know
Okay,
what? Yeah, I usually see them. I don't know why I didn't see any of those in my notifications. I found them by scrolling my list. I'm all, another one. Yeah.
the Elons have formed their own AI neural network, and they've blocked out any accounts that seem to be anti-Elons. So anyway,
They evaded the notification system. I don't know.
so we have a few minutes here before we do the number wheel, but I want to check this up because I just bought a bunch of strawberries. Would you do something like this, strawberry tea or strawberry the tops of your strawberries?
I don't know. I don't know of any
Oh,
benefits with that.
that's too. Don't throw away your strawberry tops. It says, and I don't think there's any. I don't think they say anything, so it's just music. But add them to your tea blend, like with other things, with your medicinals, I guess.
I mean, it's not even a leaf. Leaves are on the stems. That's odd. Are you getting part of the fruit?
Well, the top of like this top with with those leaves there, dehydrating them. I don't know if there's any sort of benefit to that other than maybe a little bit of the flavor.
Let me find out.
Like, can you even eat greens from strawberries? I'm guessing so, but interesting. She'll get back to us here while I go and
Showing
check out the
nutritional
number
benefits
spin.
to strawberry tops. Let's see. Green leafy tops of strawberries, the calyx, that was the word, I couldn't think of it, attached to the stem are edible and contain some nutrients, although they're usually discarded. Yeah. Fiber, which I don't care about, I'm carnivore. Vitamin C,
Mm.
polyphenols and antioxidants, and small amounts of minerals such as calcium, iron, and potassium. So some electrolytes. Some people blend the whole strawberry tops included into their smoothies. Y'all. Ew.
That seems excessive
You
when
would need
there's
a
no.
really pulverizing blender for that, and then you've destroyed a lot of, I don't know.
So mainly for the fiber, you think?
I guess,
I
but yeah,
mean,
I don't
the
need
rest of
fiber,
this.
so
I mean, if anything that you list with the strawberry tops is from the strawberry, then you could get that just from the strawberry. You
yeah,
wouldn't have to.
more is in the fruit.
So
That's
it
the whole
has to be
thing.
like what's in the greens and evidently just maybe some fiber.
Polyphenols, antioxidants, vitamin C, very small amount of minerals. I don't know if you're desperate. You know what I mean?
Let's see
Like,
all these.
and I get that some people would rather go food source. I would too, but it's just with my health conditions, I
Uh,
know that I don't always get what I need from food, and there's maybe not sufficient levels, so I do supplement. I am gonna feel it in my shoulders tomorrow. I'm already feeling it. Oh my god.
Can you feel it?
I worked hard this morning.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Oh man. They've got one of those the slant board that you can adjust at whatever angle to go through the pull-up range of motion, right? So I'm still doing a fairly shallow, but that's the motion right there. You're pulling with your lats and everything, so
Hmm.
that's where I'm feeling it.
Like I've been working a lot on, like running with the dogs and my abs and stuff, but I would like to start getting more work on my shoulders and neck area. My neck really, it's always a problem. I
That
need.
kind of machine would do it. It's basically it's called a total gym if you buy one for residential. Total gym. Yeah.
Total gym.
Because I don't know if you were ever able to do pull-ups. I've not gotten there yet.
I did one recently, but I'm not like doing them.
So if it's not real efficient, then you can't really get the workout that you want. So if you had a slant board, you could go through more reps without destroying your shoulders.
Yeah. There's a machine at the gym too that like helps lift you up a little bit, so it takes a
Yeah.
little bit of your weight off, so you can do
Yeah.
pull-ups, but not as heavy.
I haven't used one yet, but yeah, 24 has those.
I mean,
LA
wouldn't you
Fitness does
just
too, I
want
think.
wouldn't you just want to go to the bar, the overhead bar, and pull down?
Well,
Like
yeah.
that's the same thing, right? Like,
So one of the reasons we're doing it the way that we are for me is because I've just never
hey,
gotten
Leslie.
one. So we're working around injuries and strengthening without destroying, because I can dead hang, but I'm stuck because, in the dead hang position, there's some restriction in the top of the shoulder, but also I can do the scapular retraction and then I pull and I get stuck right here. Something is restricted. So we're trying to fix whatever is going on in there
Something's
because
caught.
I feel like if I try to push past that, I'm gonna injure it, So it's
Yeah,
just too much weight. So we take the
tendons
weight
are
off by doing it at
pesky.
an angle.
Leslie, that's hilarious. Leslie says he commented on locals and said, "I'm basically here. I'm here," and he just won the number spin. He said, "I'm here" right before he wins. Like, all right, I guess he knew. Came up on locals for some reason. I'm back to Rumble. I learned a new one. Yeah, so he said he learned a new phrase from Judge Judy the other day. The one that goes, "Get the Dr. G's," is called an errand. What? No idea what that means, my dude. You have to reconstitute that one and give it to me one more
I
time.
need a decoder ring. I speak typo, but good grief.
All right, Leslie, congrats, bro. He won the. We just did a shopping spree at Drizzle Dab yesterday for $150, and he also just won another coupon. There's the shipping right there. Thanks, man. All right, congrats.
All right, I just sent you the link to the type of machine I'm talking about. They vary on price. I got mine really cheap because I got one that was new in box that somebody ended up not using, and I got it from the Facebook Marketplace. Yeah.
Let me switch over here. I can't look at it from my page, so I have to go back to my profile. And there it is. The home gym.
Yeah.
This guy
So there's
here.
varying, like that one is still pretty pricey. There's more expensive ones by quite a bit, but you can get them a little bit lower, but that has all kinds of attachments and stuff.
Mhm.
So what this lets you do is, you can do that pull-up range of motion, from various angles. You get steeper, it gets harder. And it takes some of the weight off, so that board slides on rails.
I did that. at Planet Fitness a while back, and it not exactly the same, but I don't know if you can. I can't tell if this board is big enough that you would be able to put your knees on it and up on your knees, and you're pulling yourself like
Oh
that. If
yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense. That was
yeah,
a machine I tried. Like, oh, that's interesting.
yeah.
And
There's various types, but I
mhm,
think this is like when it my mentor found out that was what I had. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's called a total gym." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh yeah, those are great." He goes, "I wish I had one." I'm like,
Total
"I have
Gym,
one."
yeah. I mean, there's probably a couple like competitor brands that sound similar, but I've heard that name before. I know. You
Yeah,
have
they were real popular for a while. 'Cause I'm building out a home gym. I've been
mhm,
doing that for a while. I have an actual like home gym, the whole thing with the leg extension and
nice.
lateral pull down and all that. I haven't put it together yet because I got to make space in the house for it. But I don't entertain. I do work out, so it makes sense to just not make the living room an entertainment space.
You know what I want to do? I want to
Huh?
have this machine. I might have told you about this. Pretty hilarious, actually. Oh, hey, Alice is in here. Speaking of Alice, I'm pretty sure she's one of the folks who got to watch this happen in person when I broke my rib. Did I tell you this
Oh,
story?
you did.
So I was live on Locals, just hanging out. We were watching like Kill Tony or something, and let me tell you what, I still feel it. Like it's probably not 100% yet, but it's been over like 6 months, I'm sure. And I'm over doing Taekwondo the other night, and we were doing this like lift thing where you grab their arm, you come up and underneath their shoulder and lift their whole body up, and I'm over this other guy, and I'm like I
Oh
could feel
no.
it a little bit in my rib, but it wasn't that bad. Anyway, my point is
Yeah.
that doing that um, on camera, I'm pretty sure Alice saw that. Was it? There was another reason I was bringing that up, but it's okay. It'll come
The
back to
thing
me.
about breaks
Oh, that's
is,
why. This is why. I'm sorry.
huh? No, go ahead.
So the machine I told you I want to have, it's
Oh
this
yeah.
machine. The reason that I was doing that in the first place, where I was on the bar top, I had leaned my whole body, my upper half. I was trying to take the weight from my upper half and lay it on the body
Yep.
on the bar and let my legs hang. And there's a
Yeah.
machine that actually has a curve in it for that, so that you're not actually leaning all of your weight on your rib cage.
Yeah.
And so what happens is you lay down on the machine, and it's kind of like a leg lift machine where you're on your belly and you're lifting your legs up towards your butt, right? But the
Hamstrings.
way it works is that yes, you're lifting a weight going up, getting hamstrings, but on the
Yeah.
way down, the way that the curvature of the bench is, on the way down, it actually decompresses your spine and like
Yep.
your back pops and stuff
And
like
it
that.
keeps your form good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called,
there's
but
a
it's a
few
little
different.
different than just a bench, regular bench with your where your knees are still up
You
on the
know,
bench.
the thing about it is, 'cause, like, so the reason that you're still having pain is actually not going to be the bone. That's all knit together. But like they always say that sprains are worse than breaks. Now,
Mm,
technically, that's true because sprain is an excessive stretch injury to the connective tissues, and connective tissues take longer to heal and longer to strengthen. But many
mm,
break
makes
injuries
sense.
also involve hurting the connective tissue.
Right.
So then you have both going on. And in that case, with a rib, you're almost always going to affect some connective tissue.
Oh, for sure. I can't
Yeah.
imagine
I
a hip.
had a costochondral separation from a
Oh,
motorcycle accident, which is a tear in the connective tissue between ribs.
oh, just that. Just no break in the bone, just a tear between the rib. Interesting.
It's an ugly,
S-
ugly, horrible injury. It is so painful.
And how do
I
you
didn't
get that? I
know.
mean, did something jab you in the rib between the two ribs, or?
No. So the boyfriend at the time, he knew he had a slow leak in the back tire,
Oh,
and we were going up a hill, and
oh
the
no.
tire blew out, and he fishtailed. And I'm an
Mm,
experienced passenger on bikes, so I had my hands on his back, and I was just feeling which way are we go, because I knew he's going to dump the bike. So when he ditched, I pushed off the foot pegs so I wouldn't be with my leg under it, and I kind of did a shoulder roll because I've been taught to do that, and came up
Sounds
on my
horrific.
feet. I know, like, but I did the shoulder roll, came up on my feet, and that I didn't know that I tweaked and strained things when I did. And I was like 5 blocks from home. I walked the whole way. And he's like, he got the tire repaired at a gas station there, and he's walking the bike along real slow next to me. He goes, come on, I'll go real slow. Just get on the bike. I'm like, nope, I'm walking home. I am never getting on a motorcycle again. And I haven't. But yeah, I
Yeah.
rolled over in the middle of the night and felt like someone stuck a butcher knife in my chest. I was living with my grandmother, and I didn't want her to know what happened. And I rolled over, and we were sleeping in a big queen size bed, me and her. And I rolled over and went, I was like, I don't want her to know. And she woke up and she goes, you okay? I'm all, yep. And I got up and walked into the other end of the house. I was like, everything hurt so bad.
Man, that reminds me of it's not a big story, but when I was a kid, I slept over at a friend's house. And I had this pain that I will never know what it was, but I thought I was going to die at this kid's house, and then never came back. It was like a pain in my heart. It was like I couldn't breathe very well. Like, I don't know what was really like, I have no idea to this day,
Sounds like
honestly.
the vagus nerve.
Yeah, it was a weird. I was like,
Vagus nerve can get irritated, and
probably
people think they're
10.
having a heart attack.
Yeah, I couldn't have been more than like, 10 or 11.
Yeah, it
But
can
yeah,
happen.
not to like change the subject, but yeah, that sounds crazy though, because you sound
Yeah.
like you said you were like experienced, but yet you hadn't been in a wreck like that before, because otherwise you probably wouldn't
No.
have been on it again since then. But
Only
somehow
time I
you knew what
went
to
down
do,
on a
right?
bike, I was like, yeah, that's not happening again. Yeah, and
Wow.
it was before the helmet law, and he didn't have an extra helmet, and we come in, and grandma had seen us leave, and he was tall. She was like my height or shorter, and she gets in his face, and she's all, don't you ever take my granddaughter out of here without a helmet again. And he goes, yes, ma'am.
Right? Or
He walks out of the
how about
room.
anybody? Like, just
She walks out of the room, and he looks at me and goes, does she know? I'm all, no, shut up. We're all trying to be secretive.
she didn't even know about it. Wow.
She didn't know I've had the accident. She never knew. Yeah, she never
Wow.
knew. I knew
Um,
she'd worry. I didn't want her to worry,
yeah, well, for sure. I mean, definitely wouldn't want you back on one.
Yeah. What's with this guy's hand placement?
Have you seen this guy before? Well,
No,
you'll
but
see.
it's
He's just like, he's moving. He's in motion here. It's a video. It's not his fault, guys.
Let
He's
me
probably got a little
remind
slight
you.
itch. It's okay. A little bit of jock itch never hurt
They be
anybody.
like, show us a country flex. I mean, what you mean? Ain't nothing like walking outside looking at a bit of green. And before you assume, I promise you I'm clean. Look, we got a couple of strawberries coming up. Got a whole heap of green onions that need to be plucked. I mean, just look at that beautiful lavender. If you ever been in the natural healing, this is what you probably been after. But I mean, we got a couple different things coming up. We got to keep us a little lettuce growing up. And Lord have mercy, look at them beautiful potatoes. I know you gonna say they get a little bigger than that, but see, if you be quiet and stop running your trap, you'll understand we ain't really been doing it like that. I mean, we honestly just getting started, and we just trying to build something beautiful. And instead of coming in trying to be disheartening, I mean, why not try to elevate the community?
So his name, I've seen a bunch of his videos. What the heck just happened? Back
I don't want
here.
that guy's doing this either.
Jesus King McCoy is his name.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe it's Jesus. I don't know, but to me it looks like Jesus King McCoy. Now he does put a lot of videos out. He's like way, you might say, I hate using the terms, but bigger. Like, he's got a lot more followers. Pretty big deal on Facebook. But I think some of it is like his like whole style, and talking about getting out of the out of the cities, out of ghettos, and
That's good.
building in farms. And he's got a lot of good ideas, and he shows mostly a lot
I
of
like
above
people
ground
who not
gardening.
only do that, but then like ask other people to do that,
Hmm.
Like let's promote getting out of that stuck place,
That was the whole reason I started doing my first show. Was like, hey, let's make it more fun and interesting. Not because I think my show is going to be more fun and interesting, but because it's going to make more shows. And I know this because I in the very beginning I'm going. I know if if I become if it becomes popular at all, people will copy it. People will most certainly copy the genre or whatever. And people have people do like there's a lot of coolness in growing now, especially if you lean hard on the cannabis. There's
Yep.
some people that I know of that just they get tons of engagement when they post cannabis pictures, but that's about it. It's like, well,
Do you
there's a
feel
whole
like
world out there. That's not everything.
because we've
Everybody's got to
talked
eat.
about stigma, do you feel like we've made decent progress in, let's say, the last 5 years? Is it
I think
better?
I I'm gonna say yes and no, and the reason is stigma. I think it is a thing that comes up from time to time over certain things. So there'll be a new stigma over a new thing 10 years from now. Some other thing will have stigma.
People just
Um,
want something to hate. It doesn't matter what it
yes,
is.
I think there's the court of public opinion, and you have enough people that don't like something. They get together in a club of, hey, we all don't like this thing. Let's get into a club against it.
You know how often it's this, right? And
Just
this
to
is a
just have
really hard issue for me because people who are biased against ink are more biased against women with ink. And then there are people who, if it's a guy, they don't really care. But if it's a woman, they're going to go off. So there is way more hate for women who have tattoos than anybody else, see?
hmm.
And they don't even care where it is or what it is, some of them. And I really hate that people adopted the terminology for low back tattoos to call it a tramp stamp. I really hate that
Yeah, that kind
because
of ruined it for anyone that wanted a lower back
it
tattoo.
does, because, let's be real. Men, women, we all look at women because women's bodies are just beautifully
They're
shaped,
pretty.
okay?
They're pretty.
And that type of tattoo enhances a woman's natural heart shape. It's gorgeous. Okay? I don't have a problem with that kind of tattoo. I think it's pretty. The reason they say that, the reason they started calling it that is because it was popular for a while to get that tattoo and wear a thong and then hike your pants, or not hike them, but scoot your pants down.
Show it a
And
little
so
bit.
I
Yeah.
understand why that cognition came about, but I just find it incredibly rude. I think it's terrible. And
So
one time I had thought about getting one, but I won't now.
it's an interesting conversation because I feel like some of it also has to do with the way that tattoos age. And
Yeah,
when you're a middle-aged barfly running around uh, picking up cougars and or just
I
back and
guess because I
forth.
didn't get my tattoos at 18 or younger, I was 30 before I even pierced my ears. I
I don't
didn't have
know.
any modifications, and I only have these are my two piercings. They're visible and they're decent, It's just my earrings. I thought about getting a second set on earrings, but it's maintenance. I don't want to do that. I can wear earrings. I love it. Because
Oh, you got to be
I'm a
careful.
fibro patient. I can't wear clip-ons. They
Mm.
hurt.
Oh,
They hurt.
yeah.
It's not pretty. Even ear cuffs, which I loved when I was younger, when I would take them off, my ears were screaming for like 2 hours. It
Ear
just
cuffs.
I can't crush the cartilage.
Hmm. So my
But
mom has
yeah.
ears that are I don't know what they call it, but the skin is so thin that her earrings, the weight of the earrings eventually wear all the way through the
Yeah.
earlobe.
And see, mine are not like that. Mine are very thick. I have thick earlobes. Piercing them was not easy, you guys. I suffered for this. Okay, I suffered for both of them because I only did one initially, and
Don't
then
you
I
have the
decided I
opposite
was cool with
problem?
it. Yeah, it was. And the first one was crooked the first time, so I had to let it heal and start over. So I've done this 3 times. This was not easy. It was a carefully considered decision at over 30 years old. Same thing with the ink. I didn't do this as a spontaneous young person. My brain was fully formed. I was well over 25. Okay. But here's the thing, people don't like they don't hear. Even my mom even, like I started one time in an in-depth conversation with her late at night. I thought, well, maybe now's the moment when I can explain because I already had the Phoenix. And I started to talk about it and explain to her, and she actually interrupted me and said, "Yeah, I was really disappointed when I saw you did that." And I went,
Damn.
like,
Got her.
didn't even need to be said because I know that, but I could never explain to her what this is about, what this here, my
Right, the
Phoenix,
meaning
my
behind it,
whole
yeah.
symbology. This is important to me. So
Yeah.
it's an age thing. I get like there's a bias. She
Yeah.
was born in 1940. I get it, but if we can get people past the again stigma and understand that, like, for me, this is something I said this in a video in my heart disease awareness campaign, is so I can't remember the word I used. I think I said embedded in my soul, something like that. So, like, to me, ink should be something that it's burned into who you are and it just wants to be expressed. That's one way to say it. So some people will go in and get some flash off the wall. I would never do that. I've got on the back of my shoulder, you guys can see there's eagles on the back of my shoulder. There's willow branches, that's medicine, right? And further down on my back, there's a vulture feather. Vulture feather in my tribe is physical medicine. And it's on my back because at the time I had crippling back pain. It's all symbolic for me as a tribal woman, and it was all designed for me or drawn by me. I drew the eagles. That's my work.
Oh, that's cool.
If people hear that, they get it, but you can't get them past the point of, yeah, it's a tramp stamp. Oh, it's this that, like a bumper sticker on a Ferrari. Well, I don't want a Ferrari. I'm not a Ferrari, thanks. I'm not a car.
It's like a bumper sticker on a postal box. Hey.
Maybe if I had a Ferrari, I would put a bumper sticker on it because I could afford to.
Right? That'd be funny. You just put stickers all over it, like Ferrari, not just the bumper.
I would do that just to be a complete ass. If I won the lottery, I'd be like, "Here's your Ferrari with bumper stickers, bitch."
I would buy a Cybertruck. You guys can hate me if you want, but I would be all about having a Cybertruck if I had that.
There's a fun topic. What would you do if you won the lottery? What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Well, first we have to know what the number is.
Enough to do whatever you want. Let's say it that way.
Oh wow, that's a different question. Okay, so number.
I'm paying off all my debts, all of them.
Of course,
everything paid off. Then I'm paying off my family's debts. Clean.
Really? Yeah. Even the assholes, you're like, ha ha, pay off their debts.
Well, my brother, he got into a situation because of the now gone sister-in-law. It's not his fault. So.
Right. Well, I guess you have a smaller family, but like I have a pretty big family.
Yeah,
like there's
small.
plenty of assholes to go around. You're like, you know what? Bam, pay off your house.
Including in my household, there's 6 of us. That's it. So it's 3 households. We're a small family.
Find all the people that you had fights with as like in your past, that like all the worst of the worst, and you just bam.
I'm just gonna drive past in the car. Are you kidding?
I don't know. Like, what would you like?
Jeep
What
Grand
kind of
Cherokee,
change?
I don't know.
What kind of change in the world would you make if you just went around and was like, when you saw someone was just pissed off, anytime you saw someone like clearly pissed off, just bam, hit him with $1,000 or whatever. Like, I wonder like what
See,
would
there's
happen
people
in the
who
world.
do that on social media. It's kind of cool, like
Yeah,
helping people out. I
yeah,
like
but
that.
like then they have to have somebody set up and recording and stuff. No, I'm talking about just like all the time. You're just like,
I like
hey,
the guy who's like he's got a card and he'll like reach around some old lady and blip and pay for her groceries and then
uh-huh.
start to walk away and just be like, I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's set up or not. I don't know whether it's real or not, but I like the idea at least.
I
Yeah.
think I've seen some different ones like that that are interesting, where they in the grocery store and other places too, like gas stations and stuff, and pay for people, and that's cool content. I honestly, that's kind of the Mr. Beast way. Like you give away a
Yes.
lot of money in order to get a lot of people watching, and
He
I
takes
guess
some
it's a
flack, but I
win-win.
like Mr. Beast. I like his stuff.
I don't love everything about him, but I feel like he's done a lot of good in the world. He did fix a lot of people's blindness. I mean, yeah, it was for content, but he found like 1,000 people that had this very simple surgery that could fix their blindness,
Yeah.
and paid for it. I don't know. There's more to him, but pretty
That's
interesting if you
awesome.
ask me.
You know, again, there's a negativity bias. So people don't want to think that, that's not real. It's like the accusation every time there's a cool photo or video. That's AI, and half the time it's not. So people are just to the point where they just want to see something bad in it. And so there's a
Mhm.
lot of criticism in space.
Hey, Joe.
There's a lot of criticism that's like, oh, but he has to put it on camera. Now, my feeling about that is, no, I like that because I want to see somebody be happy. I love that, somebody who's like, oh my God, and they start crying and they're like, I was going to get kicked out of my apartment, that kind of thing. So that makes me happy because somebody was helped. I'm glad they had a camera set up because I feel like when people see generosity enacted, they are more likely to do that in their own life. I think that kind of
Hmm.
content is actually healthy.
Yeah, I don't see it. I see it as a positive overall. I
Yeah.
thought about this before, and I was like, look, if I can get my indoor farm to the point where it's also like a retail facility where people like maybe there's a sales floor and then the farm is in the back, and I have all these plans like a farmers market where I let farmers and growers and other vendors have booths. They could have the booth for free, but they have to meet certain requirements. So people have like a sign up list and all that, and then I would work off of the people who were in the booths. I would grow things that they weren't growing, and if months they're not growing those things, maybe I could switch back and forth. I have all these plans and ideas, but being that it was indoors, there's a lot more
Yeah.
consideration. Um, I had a point, but that's okay. Well, I keep thinking about this guy with the pots, and what
He
Leslie
does have
said, and
quite an expression
what
there.
Joe said, and I'm just like all over the place. Um, what were you saying right before what I started?
Oh, I'm laughing at his expression on the
No,
thumbnail here.
before that, I mean, before I interjected, what was the?
Negativity bias. Where
Yes.
did we go from there? Yeah.
Um, and it had to do with the retail of the.
Generosity,
Oh, right,
creating
right.
more
Okay, thank you,
people
thank
wanting
you.
to do that. Yeah.
So having it where there would be a public aspect of people coming in to buy things, I thought about kind of like the pawn store shows where they'd
Yeah.
have you on camera, Like I could
Yeah.
have it where people come in and pay what you can, like you don't have like there's no price. You pay what you can, but then you'd have like this whole aspect of people being able to come and tell their sob story of like, oh, our family, we're down this and that, and then, I don't know. People may not want to do that, but that would totally be like a like using it for the content kind of a thing. I don't know
Yeah.
how like where the line is there, but people would have to
It's a
decide, I
balance.
guess. Yeah, it'd
It's
be
a
a
balance.
balance.
Like you've watched my content evolve over the years.
Hmm.
Um, I try to lean heavily into, like I've had to learn to front load my topic. Like my typical was, here's the problem, the solution's down at the bottom of the post. And then I realized I had a spike in viewership on something, and Dave Muir was the one who was like teaching me about that. He was talking about it was silly example, but it was a bar example of, ordering Guinness and having shots, and it was kind of a funny conversation, but I learned from that to say something positive about the end result, the solution at the top, and then discuss the issue and then come back to it. And that seems to work very well because people look at something talking about, like in 2006, I couldn't walk most of the year. If you start with that, they're like, they don't want to read, you know?
Right. It depends on how you approach, for sure.
So this guy
Leslie.
has bad pot.
Right. So Leslie said he's I heard a phrase recently. I can't fully say the phrase. A blank ninja. You'd have to substitute the ninja word if you know what I mean. But a blank ninja is me. Like, I don't have a tattoo or anything. No. But so eventually you'll have kids that are fighting with their parents over not tattoos, but like tech implants. Come on, mom, I want that new
Yeah.
eye. You're like, your eyes are just fine. I want you to keep your eyes. Yeah, but like, this one can see 3 miles away, and
I
I
do feel
gotta.
like there's limits, and
Hmm.
it's a health matter. So I don't believe for a single second that there's no negative repercussions to injecting ink into your eyeball. That's no,
Oh, an
you
eye
know.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
I
not
was
seen
talking about
this?
like bionic eyes, like in the
Oh
future,
no,
but
I've
you're
seen
talking
I've
about
seen
real eye
the
tattoos. No, thank you.
yeah, and like they'll get the implants, the little horns and stuff. Well, this is an open wound. It doesn't actually heal, you know. You have to be very careful with those kind of things. The ones that get, through the cheeks, it's a bit much for me. That's just my feeling about it, and I've seen really bad results.
Mm.
So, yeah, but I feel the same way about certain plastic surgeries. There This is so disturbing to me. So in your cheek you have what's called buccal fat, and there are women who will get that ripped out. So they have sunken in
Ugh.
cheeks. And
My
the
whole
problem
spine
is,
just shivered.
I know you end up having to get fillers because it's so like there's no more, the whole fat pad has been removed. Now, I'm Cherokee, right? Ani Yuia, that's my tribe. We have extra here. It's very typical for Cherokees to accidentally bite their cheeks because of this. It's one of the identifying factors. So the idea to me of having that removed is extra owie. I read one girl's account of how long it took and how brutal it was, and I'm like, no, no,
Watch
no, no,
this.
no, no.
Have you ever done the?
It make it
Those
look
are
weird.
fish lips. Fish lips. No.
So, fillers in the lips, and I mean, all these things, there are negative repercussions. My mother worked in a medical office where they handled cases gone bad from plastic surgeons. You know, for the most part, you should be able to be happy in the body that you have. And yes, I am aware that they are saying, we don't know, that, oh, well, the ink, it ends up in your lymph nodes and I
Ugh.
don't know. That is what it is. But it's just, if you're having to tend an open wound, we know that earlobes heal. These are okay. But other types of piercings, not so much. I do feel like there's some kind of reasonable limit, you know?
No Prince Alberts for me, thank you.
Right, exactly.
No, thank you.
But here's where I get controversial. I am opposed to things like gastric bypass as well because
Yeah,
I have
that one
seen
seems like a
bad
shortcut
results.
that you're not gonna enjoy the outcome
Here's
of.
why. In order to get that, you have to first prove that you can diet and exercise to lose weight without the surgery. Well, why don't you just keep going? Oh, because that's work. And, people who've had it done, they say, oh, well, it wasn't the easy route. It was very hard. I'm like, yes, and you have some bad results at the end of it: gastric dumping, instant hypoglycemia, having to have the surgery redone or reversed. Uh, Just
The
don't
chat
cut
is
your guts
going
up.
wild right now, Tala. Don't.
You know what? Everybody is free to do what they want. And I will never tell somebody, you have to do things the way that I do. It's just, I'm terrified for people who go in for surgeries like that and end up damaged. I see it over and over and over, and it kills me. It's like, and I can talk because I did lose 75 pounds without that kind of intervention. So I do know how much work it is. Yes, I do.
Just cut my butt off. That'll lose about 60 pounds right there.
Yeah. And I gained part of that back, and so I'm about to start working it off again. It's just, that's what you do. It's the responsible thing to do. You just,
Some people like it a
And
little thicker,
I looked, yeah, and I looked it up for someone this morning because they were saying, well, some people have medical, I think he said genetic conditions that prevent
It's a
you from,
thyroid problem. Nom, nom, nom,
right?
nom, nom,
Yeah.
nom.
So now that's in the category of like, if you had your thyroid removed, that's hard. That's hard. So
Yeah.
you have to be on meds and,
Mhm.
but I looked it up. There are 0 genetic conditions that completely prevent you from losing fat. 0. Okay. There's a short list of genetic conditions that impair your ability and make it very challenging. And they are rare conditions.
I
That's
keep
it.
seeing these commercials. I think this one was like a Rise, the mushroom coffee, like, oh, lose your belly fat. And there's this whole long like story of like, you know why you have that? It's not because endless cardio, endless this. I was like, I commented down. I was like, you mean it wasn't the 20 years of not exercising and nonstop eating of carbs that did it to me? You're telling me it was because no amount of exercise back then would have helped? You're saying everything I did was fine? I just need your coffee now? Thank you so
And
much.
you know what? People who go carnivore because they want to lose weight, you're going to be disappointed for several months. It's not an instant fix, particularly women, okay, because our hormones are different. I'm going to say this very clearly, do not do carnivore just because you want to reduce your body fat percentage. That is not
That's
the
just a
reason.
byproduct. Yeah, that is just
Thank you.
that is
And
just
you know what? You're playing a long game, so you better settle in, buckle up, and stay disciplined.
Are you telling me
'Cause
that it
it's
would
gonna
not
take
be
a while.
good for like a short-term cleanse too?
It can.
What would
That's
be the
if
shortest term? 2 months minimum, month
I
minimum,
would say,
or
yeah,
any
because it's
more?
gonna take you a couple of weeks to get into ketosis the
Right,
first
that's
time
for
if you
sure.
do it right.
Well, can't you
Yeah.
fast maybe to start
Yeah.
with?
Fasting is better short term, and honestly, carnivore is gonna automatically give you the ability to fast better and longer
Oh yeah.
because you are satiated, first of all. Like, I told you, Wednesday is the one day that I definitely eat earlier because I'm gonna sit here until, it's like 1 o'clock, maybe later, that kind of thing. So I can't eat at the time I normally would, which is about noon to 1, you know? So the rest of the time, I don't even like, I had a couple days last week that I didn't eat till 4 p.m. and it was one meal. So that's only because I'm eating in a way that is satiating and my blood sugar is now stable. So if you eat a lot of carbs, you can't do that efficiently. You're gonna crash and burn.
I'm trying to
But
make sure I get enough like meat to make sure I'm satiated, even like without going into a ketosis type diet.
yeah,
I'm just making sure that I'm
it's the fats.
intaking more meat, more
It's
fat.
the fats. Make sure it's not super lean.
Some
And
salmon. I just bought some salmon. Those are really
ooh,
good. And
that's what I had before we got on camera. I had some salmon. It's so this is where people go wrong with keto. And I like talking about this because I want people to
we
know
love
because
talking about this.
if I'm gonna promote it as a lifestyle, then I have to do it in a safe and healthy way. And so it always has to be said. You can drive yourself into ketosis eating lean protein. Please don't, because you're supposed to be
Not a good
getting
idea. Yeah.
80% of your calories from fats and 20 from the protein. As close to that as you can. And here's the why. Rabbit starvation, aka protein poisoning, is real, and you can hurt your kidneys and very easily. And I personally I've known now 3 people who did that. One died. That's pretty
Oh no.
serious.
Yeah, it's
And
rough.
another was a lupus patient, and she had done long-term ketosis without breaks, and then had to stop because she just about took herself out. And she was lifting, she was doing all kind, but you can't do lean, and especially not without like a break somewhere in there. You need a little bit of carbs. You go zero carb, especially as a woman with autoimmune disease, and go lean on this, yes, you will hurt yourself. So just do it the right way, like educate yourself on those facts before you even attempt it, because I want everybody to do this stuff safely if they do it at all, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's a percentage game. You just slowly move the percentage over towards the, you know, I wouldn't just say fats, but like good fats and
Yes.
healthy proteins and stuff, and away from
That
unhealthy
avocado,
carbs and
olive
processed
oil.
foods. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not
Look,
like you
you know
have to
what?
go boom, boom. Like there's no
Yeah.
necessarily cliff you have to jump off of to make it happen. Just kind of a
Yeah.
slow,
Greg was doing this before I was, and like he will openly tell you I like doing diets. So like he does the fad trendy thing. He's done all kinds of stuff.
tried out
So when
things.
he
Yeah.
started out, I was like, "You sure about that?" I approached this with skepticism. I
Who
was
was
like,
this?
"I don't know," because I didn't understand it.
Who?
Greg.
Oh, really? He likes
Yeah.
trying out different diets, huh?
But he's not doing it now, I guess, because he told me one day, he goes, "You know what, Tala?" He says, um, I think he said this on a live stream too. He's like, um, "You can eat healthy and do all that stuff, and you walk outside, you're gonna get run over by an elephant. Eat the carbohydrates, eat the tasty food." I'm like,
Yeah.
no, because by then I was already into the carnivore and knew how to do it correctly, and he's bailing out on it, and I'm like, okay, see ya, because I'm gonna keep going.
You feel better. Like I remember that for sure. I felt better when I was on carnivore. Like I when I was in ketosis, I should say, because it was only like 3 or 4 weeks. Like it wasn't very long, and I was even I was probably even cheating in there, but mostly like I could tell I was in ketosis because you could feel the difference, and I could feel more energy in the morning. I could feel that more
It's
satiated.
amazing, isn't it?
I could also feel this difference in my taste buds where I just want the fat was just like so good on the steak and stuff. You're like, oh, this is the best part.
Yes.
And there's something about it. Yeah, you can tell,
I've
you can feel
always
the
found it
difference.
appealing. But I was trying to eat the way that the FDA, the AHA, the
Pyramid, right?
WHO, the alphabet crew says eat low
Right.
fat, eat
Yeah.
lean,
Oh,
and I
count the
tried that.
calories, right, or whatever. Low calorie. That's all
And
you care about.
look,
Low calorie.
I was eating that standard American diet recommendation when I got sick with lupus. Okay? It's not good.
Joe Orzel
So
says he
now
had a
I'm eating
snake
what I
diet.
want.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering about that snake diet
Snake diet.
since
Then he said he can't go back on the res because his life was threatened. Here's my camera. Camera. Why would you do that to me? If I do this, will you come back?
who threatened you?
Baby, come back. Oh, back. Now let's. I guess we'll listen to this guy and about his pot. This
Yeah,
guy
I'm
talking
super
about pot.
curious.
Wow, this guy. Oh no, how did he get it? How is he not violating community standards selling pot?
If you hear this, don't buy the pot. A quick way to check if there's a crack in your pot is to do the tap test. Pots are shaped
Tap
like an
test.
upside down bell, so when you tap it with your
Jackpot.
finger or a ring, you should hear this. All pots will sound different depending on their size, but you should hear the sound reverberating around the pot when it's tapped. If you hear a dull thud, that means there's a crack in the pot that is stopping the sound. You want to avoid that pot. If you hear this, don't.
So we know this guy is telling the truth because he has an accent. Because he has a British accent. We know everything he's saying is telling
Brits
us
never
truth.
lie.
Well, then the tap test. Let me see if you have a crack in your head. Come here. Ching. Ba-dong. You
We're
just
gonna
hit
get so
my.
much hate mail.
You just.
You guys don't sound British.
Oi there! Put another shrimp on the barbie.
I have a friend who is now in Israel, but from South Africa. He has a South African accent, apparently, but I identify it. To me, he sounds Australian.
Wow. Yeah, I came up with this Australia-ish one time when I was working at Sears, and we would just combine things together. Oh bloody hell! Put another shrimp on the barbie. Like put them all together. All right.
The mess.
Because to them, they think it's strange that we think they sound similar, but they not always. Like if they talked next to each other, you'd hear a difference. But
In order to get a British English, I don't know which is the right terminology there, accent that sounds closer to Australian, it's got to be Cockney. It's the real deep kind of accent, yeah.
Speaking of Cockney, we've got this chart here on how to keep chickens from inbreeding in the hen house in the backyard. So I'm guessing this is the right way to go with multiple cocks. Let's see.
So many bad jokes.
Do we want multiple cocks, one cock, multiple hens? Hey! I'm talking about these.
Gone from pot to.
Pot to cocks. Okay, went to start.
I wasn't gonna say it because it'd be my luck. Somebody would come along and clip that.
That's okay. They can clip it. No one's clipping my stuff yet, and I'd like them to start. You guys start clipping my stuff. Get it out there. How to become more self-sufficient. Oh no, summertime. There's a gnat somewhere. Without starting a full-blown farm. Want to start preserving your harvest. Oh, that's something else here. How to prevent.
I'm 12 today.
Where's is it just the picture? Is this just this? This is like the next topic, and then here's the next topic: how to prevent. Okay, here it is. How to prevent inbreeding in backyard chickens. Inbreeding occurs when closely related birds, such as siblings, or parents and offspring, mate over multiple generations. This practice concentrates both good and bad traits, but in small backyard settings, the bad traits usually win out first. Small backyard settings, the bad. Okay, you might notice smaller eggs, crooked toes, or sudden lack of thrifty behavior in your chickens. Really, no more thrift. What happened to the thrift? Lack of it. These are the red flags of a narrowing gene pool that eventually leads to a dead end of your homestead. Oh no. We don't want no inbred chickens on the homestead, you guys. The clay mating system, often called the spiral mating system, serves as an ultimate insurance policy against this genetic decay. It's a structured method of breeding where you divide your birds into at least 3 distinct groups or clans, instead of letting nature take a hazardous course. You manage the movement of the roosters while keeping the hens stationary in their maternal lines. The structure mimics the natural dispersal of males in the wild, ensuring that no rooster ever breeds with his own mother or sister. And I think that's this picture to the right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, if all of them are pinned up in the same place, of course one rooster is going to win out over the rest. And like because in the wild that would happen in that area, while there would be other roosters elsewhere, and then as the population breaks off from each other, they would just go back and forth to different I don't know what you call I guess flocks of wild chickens. Like what do you?
Yeah, it's a flock.
Like
yeah.
Gangs of chickens.
I think with all
chicken
birds,
gangs.
it's a flock.
Okay.
Chicken gang.
So it's like natural ones.
I'm not gonna say it.
All right. Okay, I'll say it.
It's a flock of.
Flock of cocks. You have multiple.
Told you, I'm 12.
You have 4 cocks. That's a flock, at least. It's a flock of cocks. Which one is the lead? I don't know. Upper left looks the most colorful, I guess. Maybe it looks similar to the bottom right. Ah, man. Those are the same. Ah. Well.
So you want to. The thing is, you want to block them from inbreeding.
Right. So you want to block the cocks. Right. Make sure that there's a blocker between them.
This is way better than the Planties jokes.
Well, I mean, who doesn't like eggs? So we got to talk about the cocks. Because if you want a healthy flock, you got to block the cock. And if you don't block the cock, your flock will become not good
You might
stock.
want to block them from the Planties wife.
Not good stock. Actually, what would be good though is I do like all these like designs I've seen where you have a little fence like arch going through your crops and stuff like that. That you just let the chickens go running through there like these like little mouse traps almost. Like that's a really cool idea because otherwise they would eat the plants too. But
Chicken tractor is the best way if you're going to have chickens. Is having a chicken tractor is really the best way.
You keep moving.
You get bugs and they fertilize your grass or wherever they are. Yeah.
Yes, but if I have a cool garden outside, I would like. But another good one is ducks. If you have ducks going through your garden. Because they don't eat the vegetation. They're just going to eat
and duck eggs, by the way, are amazing on nutrition. I'm going to go see if I can get some today.
How do you forcibly keep a duck, though? Can it fly away?
You know what? They know where home is. Yeah.
Don't be bringing me back this dirty egg. Who did you make this egg with out there in the wild? You know, like that would be weird. Like, you want me to eat this egg? There's a piece of like trash in it somehow.
Are you trying to block ducks now?
Duck blocker. I don't think I read. There was another paragraph. I don't think we need to go through it all, but real world conservationists. Jeez.
Well, we got them laughing on Rumble.
Use this exact system. Save rare breeds from existing. Okay, yeah. So that's how you save rare breeds. Because there's a lot. Like I don't own chickens. I mean, never mind.
I wish I could. It's one more responsibility. I don't have the bandwidth in my life for it right now. We're zoned for it. I could, but
I don't have it either right now. But at the same time, they are pretty like helpful too. So it's almost like another appliance. And the eggs, like especially since I have dogs, like you worry about having too many eggs, right? You're like, well, the dogs love it. They'd be eating tons of eggs. The reason I was going to say is that there are tons of like nuances to chicken owning, with all these different colored chickens and types of chickens. Those real big chickens, those the big what's the Looney Tunes guy, the Foghorn Leghorn style chickens. And
Rhode Island Reds are great egg producers, from what I understand. Lots of eggs.
Then there's like the black eggs that come out of the black like a chicken.
Dark chocolate color.
Yeah, but they're not shiny. Like there's like these fake pictures online where like they make them look all like glistening and like golden, black and like yeah.
Oiled them up really good.
Okay, we got time for one more here. This one we can't watch the whole video, but it says it's from Rounding Community. It says what big pharma buried in 1903. Dun, 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 dun.
Hospitals still use silver when nothing else works, but they removed it from standard care in 1903 for one disturbing reason. In the 1800s, silver was used.
First of all, do you think she's AI?
Could be.
I don't think so right now, but I did watch some of
Could
this,
be
and this has
picture
been a
in
while.
For
picture.
everything
Yeah,
from
I don't know.
preventing
Right.
eye infections in newborns to speeding up wound healing. Ancient civilizations from Egypt to China prized silver for one specific reason modern medicine refuses to acknowledge. It healed wounds nothing else could touch. For 5,000 years, every major civilization on Earth treated silver like it had supernatural healing powers. Ancient Egyptians stored water in silver vessels and noticed it stayed fresh for months. Greek physicians wrapped wounds in silver-lined cloth. Chinese medicine used silver needles, believing they balanced the body's energy. Medieval royalty ate with silver utensils and drank from silver cups, not for status, but because they genuinely lived longer than everyone else. Even doctors.
Okay, so this goes on for 9 minutes. I don't I feel like it's kind of looping. It's going to loop around, but then she gets to like new, sort of a little more recent. But I think
It's
you'll
true.
agree, silver and copper both have medicinal properties, and they have both also been kind of phased out. And I think some of it.
I use
Go ahead.
colloidal silver, like, I've got the colony, not just the kennels, but
Mhm.
like any of the cats that have been in a fight, I had a colloidal silver spray. It
Mm.
works.
What for?
It
What
does knock
before?
down infection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's antibacterial.
Leslie said, "No way, for fuck's sake." What? Oh, hey, Cullen. What's up?
But the thing is, you got to be careful, because like if it's absorbed systemically, then you got people like Papa Smurf, that guy, which I think he finally passed away, but your skin can
Oh,
be blue. That's
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
right, yeah.
Papa
That's if you get too
Smurf.
much.
But too
So I
much.
have a mouthwash that has colloidal silver. And that's because I've got some critical dental work that I can't afford to take care of, so I'm keeping it clean,
Yeah, the Easter egger chickens. I get blue and green eggs. That's awesome, Leslie.
Yes. I buy the blue and brown ones when I can find those. They're heritage eggs. Yeah.
Neighbors have
Tractor
green
Supply, by the
eggs.
way. If you have a Tractor Supply, they all have chicks right now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, this would be the time of year. Alice says her neighbors have green eggs. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be tasty.
Freaking
So
allergies today.
I'm gonna skip through this and see if it just kind of keeps going, like it's some kind of AI. It
Doctors
seems
didn't
like
fully
it's AI.
understand why it worked,
Yeah, she's AI.
but they saw the results. Patients in contact with silver healed faster, developed
blanket.
fewer infections, and recovered with less pain. This wasn't a niche practice. This was medicine, just how medicine worked for centuries. They published findings in medical journals showing silver prevented infections, accelerated wound healing, and stopped inflammation nothing else could touch. By the early 1800s, silver solutions were standard in every hospital. Surgeons used it, burn units used it, maternity wards used it. One doctor wrote in 1819, "Silver has saved more lives in this hospital than any drug we possess. Its ability to prevent infection is unmatched." Then suddenly, the research stopped. Not because silver stopped working. Then in the early 1900s, they removed it, all of it. Silver instruments replaced by stainless steel. Wounds packed with gauze. Silver's antimicrobial function handed off to a brand new invention called antibiotics. The pharmaceutical revolution didn't just bring new medicine, it brought a new business model. One built on patented compounds, monthly prescriptions, and patients who needed to keep coming back. Silver couldn't be patented. You can't own a metal that's been in the ground for billions of years. It couldn't be sold as a recurring prescription. One silver-coated wound dressing did the job better than 6 rounds of pills. And antibiotics? They required repeat purchases, created resistant bacteria that demanded even stronger, more expensive drugs. A perfect cycle for profit. Silver was the worst possible product for an industry built on managing disease instead of resolving it. So they replaced it with things they could sell: plastic, synthetics, monthly refills. The silver disappeared from hospitals, not because something
Buried it.
better came along, because something more profitable did. But here's what they couldn't erase: silver's electron-conducting properties. Modern science has now confirmed what ancient healers instinctively knew. When silver makes contact with your skin, it conducts electrons directly into damaged tissue. Those electrons neutralize the free radicals causing inflammation. They activate cellular repair
Free
mechanisms.
radicals.
They restore the electrical balance your body desperately needs to heal itself. And here's the part that'll frustrate you.
Oh, yeah.
Hospitals still use silver when nothing else works. Silver-coated catheters to prevent infections. Silver burn dressings for wounds that won't heal. Silver-lined bandages
So they do
for
use
diabetic
silver.
ulcers. Those 1800s doctors didn't know the word for it, but that's exactly what was happening in their hospitals. Modern research has finally caught up to what they practiced instinctively. When conductive silver is placed on the body and
So there's
connected
a
to the
there's a
Earth's
pitch
electrical
here.
field,
Blanket.
free electrons flow through the silver directly into your tissues. Those electrons neutralize the positively charged molecules that drive chronic inflammation. Pain is
That was
decreased.
a weird shirt.
Wounds heal faster. The nervous system shifts out of fight or flight and into recovery mode. Cortisol normalizes. Sleep deepens. Every
I need me some
benefit those
silver.
old hospital patients experienced has a scientific explanation now. And every one of those benefits was stripped away when silver was removed from medical care. The science survived. The hospitals just stopped using it.
So for years, researchers asked one question: how do you restore that connection in a modern home? The breakthrough came from combining two things most people don't
Just
think
get
about:
some silver.
silver threads woven into bed sheets,
Oh.
and a hidden feature already in your home. That third hole in your electrical outlet that most people
A
ignore
third hole?
is actually a ground port. It connects directly to a copper rod buried in the earth outside your home. Every house has one. It's required by building code. Here's where it gets interesting.
Through the gutter.
The same conductive silver those 1800s doctors used can be woven
AI
directly into
fail.
fabric. Connect that fabric to the ground port, and suddenly your bed becomes electrically connected to the earth. Sleep on
Electrify
it,
your
and
bed.
your body grounds all night
That
long.
sounds dangerous.
Exactly like those hospital patients decades ago. But with one crucial advantage: the silver threading conducts
The lady got
electrons
younger.
from the earth directly through your skin into damaged tissue. 8 hours of electron transfer every single night. I saw this firsthand with a patient I'll never forget. Margaret was 82 years old. She had
Now
a wound on
she's-
her ankle
now
that
she's
refused
72
to heal
years
for
old.
8 months. Her doctors tried everything: antibiotics, topical treatments, specialized dressings.
All right.
Oh my
all
goodness.
All right. It keeps going. I can't. Like it kind of sucks
So
you
some
in,
of
you
it
know,
holds
but
merit. I'm not convinced
too much
that
AI. Just somebody say
socks
it.
with copper threads do anything.
The socks.
That's silliness. But silver, yes, silver is
I'm wearing copper
antibacterial.
and silver right now. Am I glowing like that guy with the? I'm wearing
See,
my
they
anti
market
shirt.
it as helping with arthritis, and I'm like, there's two types. Well, it is more complex, but basically, there's two types of arthritis. One is osteoarthritis, the normal wear and tear that occurs with age in joints. Connective tissue wears down. The other is autoimmune, and we know that you can't really fix osteoarthritis. There's some modern treatments that can improve it, the gel injections, all that stuff. And with autoimmune, like rheumatoid arthritis, then that's a matter of not having your immune system overactive. So copper doesn't really address that.
But copper, it does something with your magnetosphere, brain waves.
Can I be a superhero like Magneto?
Whoa,
Wait, was he
whoa,
evil?
whoa! Not if I am too. You gotta be
Was
something
he evil?
else. Yeah, you're evil if you can play with magnets too much, because they do say that magnets have shown to be able to turn someone like insane. Putting magnets too close to your
If
brain
you're
for too
evil,
long.
can you still be a superhero?
They call that a anti-hero.
Darn it. I didn't even notice. Okay, what, are you just anti everything today?
Check this out.
Nice. I like it. I'm wearing
Shouts
my
out
shirt.
to
that says
Anti
"Stand
Apparel.
Strong."
I'm going to their event at
And
in
stand strong today.
oh nice. July 18th, the Decatur Art and Vendor Days. I'll be going to that to do some reviewing for the Anti Apparel crew. So
I like
shouts
it.
out. It's the same people who made my Plant Daddy shirt, the pink shirt that says Plant Daddy. That's the same company. All right,
Is this
it's
anti-establishmentarianism? That's one I haven't heard in a while.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Or something like that.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That's it. Yeah.
Something like that. All right, let's see. Is anybody commenting below the video? What do we got? Nobody today. All right. That's all right.
Nobody knows.
The troubles I've seen.
This is why I like hosting with someone who is in that same age group. You know.
Nobody knows the song. So I got these cool like items from a waffle that I won. Shouts out to Blue Mountain Munchies and Mercantile. And by the way, I was going to ask if Margaret was still here. Why was I going to ask if she was
Speaking of real waffles, have you tried truffles?
So she sent me these. Her roommate made some cool like resin items, like this little mushroom and a little ashtray with a little guy on it, right? And then just tobacco guy. Actually, he's a green Canadian maple leaf, green maple leaf. And then there's this one here. That's kind of fun, right? And then she sent me this cool little dish. Well, I was going to tell you, Margaret, if you're here, I found a good use for my little dish. I needed somewhere to put them, and now they're right here, and it's being used. The lid is off to the side, but
you know, if you expanded your merchandise and had some underwear, they could be the indoor farmer planties panties.
Ooh, the indoor farmer planty panties. Okay. Yeah, you could have different plants on them, right? Like one would definitely have eggplants, and or maybe I just start with one that has multiple plants on it, and eggplant is one of them. You know, one of the plants.
You know, it's gonna be our luck. Greg never watches these. He'll watch this one.
Oh no. Okay. Maybe, but hey, if he wants to help me, Greg, listen, if you want to help me get in on this, because I'm going to need some, I'm going to need some investors on the Planties idea. Guys, comment below, subscribe, like, do all the things, send out some smoke signals, whatever you got to do. Let's do it. All right, comment below. I'm going to put you on the wheel also. Make sure that you, subscribe, up your subscription so that I can start the Planties Panties lineup.
I would love to see that. That would be hilarious.
Let's see. I have to think about another one too, like would the Planties Panties be like for the ladies, and then the dudes would have to come up with something else, like the soiled drawers or something like that. I don't know. And they're different kinds. There's like different pictures of soil and dirt as the print. They're pre-soiled.
This is what happens when you leave us unsupervised, you guys.
We got Kayla, we got Leslie, we got the whole crew in the house. Margaret, we got Joe. Anybody watch on Facebook? It says 5 over there, but I don't know if that's really.
Could be. Be my luck. My mom's watching today.
Hey, we didn't.
She would laugh though.
As I've been saying on my previous streams, we didn't do anything against any sort of community standards today. Everything was all on the up and up. anything that you saw was a performance and made for satire purposes, educational.
I started to say earlier too, like you can tell a difference because I was thinking about it a couple of weeks ago. My energy was low. I could tell that. Like it was, to get through 2 hours, it's like trying to wake myself up and I don't feel that way today. And I had physical therapy this morning, but I'm good. That is what ketosis does for me.
Leslie, we could put like a part of the print could be dingleberries, because I've seen dingleberries. They're in Tennessee. When I went through Tennessee once, they were hanging from the trees. They call them dingleberries.
Like the way she said it, dangleberries. What the heck?
Dingleberries. Oh, dangleberries. Yeah, they're kind of the same. Actually, maybe that's how they're supposed to be said. Dangleberries.
No, it's called dingle, but dangle's funny.
Dangle makes more sense though. Anyway, Cullen, are you still here? Cullen commented earlier, and he said earlier when I showed that video, he said, "I'm currently sticking my finger in the third hole, and I feel nothing."
So dangleberries sounds like Boomhauer. Dangleberries, man.
Oh, dangleberries, dangle wheel with the dangle.
Have you ever met someone who talks like he does? I mean, it's disturbing because you can't follow it. It's
like I know that I'm gonna sound hypocritical when I say this because it kind of looks like I'm doing that when I'm looking at us on the screen while we're talking. But I whenever you're in person in real life with somebody and you're talking to them and they're doing like this, they're talking. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're talking to you, but they're looking off to the side the whole time.
Sideways?
Yeah.
Side eye.
Yeah, like never just looking at you. Anyway, it's hard for me to like show you because I'm actually looking at something that it is real. It's a thing.
We were talking recently about this. Like I co-hosted X Spaces with Nick Bebo. Right Already is his screen ID. It was the Writers Therapy family group. And I co-hosted for 2 years, and our side-by-side photos were so funny because his looked like it was looking kind of at me, like, I don't know about this chick, and my photo was like the seductive sort of.
Oh, it was like, who is this?
So when we started changing photos around, I was trying to match them. So it's like I finally got one where I was looking at him, and then he had one that was kind of looking off some other way. And
off to the side, that could be like a model thing too, like off, like
It's kind of how his looks. He's like all serious. It's been fun.
I guess you got to worry about that when you ease into knowing someone into their circle.
No, Jasper wants to say hello. Hi.
Fuck meow.
This is 12 pounds of tuxedo spotted tabby.
That's
and
good meat.
when I pick him up, he is the magnet kitty. He has to face you.
Oh. Tala! Congratulations. You won.
And he has a very loud purr.
You said that's 12 pounds of meat there?
Yeah, he is enormous.
That's emergency meat right there, if in case of things, really go bad. I got 2 of them myself. Looks a little sprout. Little sprout would be much more than a chicken nugget, but anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so you won. You're gonna be like, oh no, I have to. Like, what do I have to do now? So you don't have to do anything, but you did get a spot on, like in the audience. You don't have to be on screen. On Friday night's game night. So you do have to be there to win, though. So if you find yourself available around that time, stop on through in the chat. And the chat will welcome you as they do now. Congrats. Someone said, congrats, cucumber. Is that what that is? He gave you a cucumber. Joe gave you a cucumber. That would be interesting, like, you know, to like initiate a conversation with a lady. Here, would you like a cucumber? Here we go. Yeah, everyone said congrats to Tala.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself available on Friday, you are in the game now. That just puts you on a team, and the team captains will be up on screen, winning prizes for their teams. And I'm rhyming a lot, but I know it's
Can I set you down?
Yeah, you can.
Bye-bye.
Oh, her too. Okay.
There.
Okay, so that was 2 hours. I'm gonna probably shut off all the other stuff. Facebook, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, you guys will have to come over to Rumble and hang out with us for a little longer. I'll let Tala go. But yeah, Tala, I mean, I tell you what, this other life as a Ninja Turtle has been great. It's been getting really good workouts. You know, like I'm jabbing them with my sai, you know, getting into it, like getting my shoulder workout into it. I actually found this other game where I get to be a
those
monkey.
shoulders.
Right. Well, no, I'm serious. Like I got to, you know, I do it like as a workout so that I'm not going to tear something like randomly, you know, but like I try to really put it in like I'm going to work out. But there's this other game as I'm a monkey. Okay. But I'm up on this wall, and all these creatures are coming at me, and I have a bomb in front of me, and so I have to I'm like chucking this bomb like I'm freaking, you know, I don't know, name a quarterback, Shaquille O'Neal or something. But yeah, you have a quarterback, so it's like I'm up on this wall chucking these bombs. Maybe Wayne Gretzky. Like I can't think of a good quarterback name.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Anyway, bye-bye, Facebook and all the other folks out there. I'm going to play the quick little bit of the outro for
If you're on X, follow my account, trying to get to 6K. If you have Substack, check me out there, First Light Warrior. I have my podcast there as well.
Substack. Yeah, check it out. It's kind of like Locals.
I have free content. It's not all behind a paywall.
Yes, that's important. You got to have both. Yeah, and follow her on Rumble. We'll get her streaming on Rumble someday. All right, we're staying on Rumble, guys. Don't go anywhere. Got 14 of you on Rumble. We'll be right back.